ஸ்ரீமதே ராமானுஜாய நமஹா, ஸ்ரீமத் வரவரமுனையே நமஹா, ஸ்ரீமத் லோகாரிய மகாகுரவே நமஹா. திருப்பாவை, third பாசுரம், ஓங்கி உலகளந்த உத்தமன் பேர் பாடி. In this pasuram, Andal talks about Tirunama Vaibhavam. That is, we should always be engaged in the Tirunama Sankirtanam or be engaged in the reflection of Emperuman's divine names and the qualities. The names are adorned by Emperuman because that gives us a way to engross ourselves in his divine qualities. Think of this like a massive river. Let's just say you go to a Mississippi River or you see the Missouri River. Are you able to just dive into it and take a bath? You cannot, because the river will have its own force, and unless there are designated spots where you can get inside the river safely and get out, you may be caught in the river and you may drown in it. Similarly, Emperuman's qualities, the divine qualities called Kalyana Gunams, they are like that massive river that just flow end to end, brimming with water, brimming with his kripa. And in order for us to safely engage and have a good experience in his divine qualities, these names have been adorned by him. So when you think of a name, let's just say you take the name Madhava. Madhava means that he is the husband of Sri Lakshmi. So that's what it means. So then it allows us to engage in his Kalyana Gunams. So that Tirunama Vaibhavam is described by Andal in this Ongi Ulagalanda Pasura. So she says, Ongi Ulagalanda Uttaman Per Padi. That is, sing the glories of the Uttama who measured all the worlds. So now let's just take the word Uttama. Uttama means one who is pristine, one who is pure. Uttama would mean somebody who is without any flaws. Now, what are other kinds of people? So one who wants to survive and live a great life at the cost of others' happiness is called an Adhaman. One who believes that, oh, let's all live in peace and harmony, right? You live as well as I live, he's called a Madhyaman. And one who says, I don't care about me, I will put my life down for you, is called an Uttaman. And in this case, Andal calls Trivikrama as the Uttama because he put himself in a lowly situation in order to protect his devotee Indra. He went and begged alms at Mahabali Chakravarti's Yagam to help his devotee Indra. Now, there are references to Sri Ramayanam in this Tirunamam called Uttaman. Let's enjoy those. The first one is, Uttaman is one who, at the cost of lowering himself down, will want others to be benefited. Right? So Rama is one who feels for others and who is always thinking about others' goodness and their sorrows. So there is a shlokam in Sri Ramayanam. It's called Vyasaneshu Manushyanam Risham Bhavati Dukkhitaha. That means when his people are distressed, then Rama feels so much for them, even more than what they feel for it. That's Rama's guna. Similarly, when they have some good thing happening in their life and when they are overjoyed, Rama feels so happy like a father. Now, the question comes here. Rama is the Paramatma, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, if that is the case, then why would he undergo sorrow? And it is said in the Shastras that even in Sri Vaikuntham, Emperuman thinks about those who are in this world and is distressed about when they will think about him. So then this raised a question. Aren't happiness and joy considered really good? And aren't sorrow and misery considered bad? So for the Paramatma, for Sri Rama, who is supposed to be the embodiment of all goodness, isn't it contradictory to say that he will feel bad? that he has sorrow, he has distress? Doesn't that reduce his glory? Well, our acharyas have shown us a very, very beautiful meaning for this. There was an acharya called Parashara Bhatta, who was the son of the glorious, the illustrious son of the glorious acharya called Kuratadvan. And Sri Parashara Bhatta was explaining this, and he said that Emperuman will feel for his devotees when he is in Paramapadam, because he is constantly thinking about those who are not with him yet and who are in the Bhuloka. Then two listeners felt like something was not right. They said, "Oh my, how can this be possible? So, how will the Paramatma have dukkham? It is only the Jivatma that goes through the dukkham and the sukham because of its karma. If you say that the Paramatma is also subject to dukkham, doesn't that contradict? So then, isn't that a bad quality to have?" So then, immediately, Parasara Bhattar gives the answer that says, he uses this specific shlokam from Sri Ramayanam that says, Vyasanesu manushyanam vrisham bhavati dukkhitaha, and he says, if one feels sad at others' distress, then would you consider that a good gunam or a bad gunam? Isn't that good? I mean, when you feel for others, when you have compassion and daya and kripa towards others, and when you don't want them to undergo that sorrow, wouldn't that be considered a good quality? So that is who Rama is. And that is how he embodies that he is a Uttama. But it's not just this one shlokam. There is another shlokam in Sri Ramayanam where Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana have entered the Dandakaranya. So when they have entered the Dandakaranya forest, at that point in time, the rishis of Dandakaranya, they come and show their bodies, their tortured bodies to Sri Rama and says, "Oh Rama, please look at my body. It has been tortured. There are these Rakshasas who have taken away our body parts. They torture us so much and you should protect us." At that time, to test his resolve, to test Rama's resolve, Sita says, "Oh Rama, I don't think you should interfere in this matter. There is no enmity between you and the people that these rishis are complaining about. So why do you want to interfere in this? It's not our problem." So then immediately Rama says, "Apyaham jeevitam jahyam tvam va site sa lakshmanam nathu pratignyam samshridhya brahmanebhyo viseshataha." That is, he says, "Oh Sita, I might give up my life. I might even give up you and Lakshmana, who are more than dear life for me. But at any point in time, at any cost, I will never give up the promise that I made to the Brahmanas, and I will never give up a pratigna, a resolve that I have already made." At his cost, at the cost of his life, Rama is willing to do that. And there he demonstrates very clearly that he is a Uttama. Now, the next reference to Sri Ramayana comes with the phrase, "Thinginri nadellam." Andal says, "Thinginri nadellam tingal mummari peidu." Tingu means a bad thing. Thinginri nadellam means the kingdom flourishes without any issues, without any challenges. And for that, the example that has been given is the Ramarajyam. Now, you would have heard all about the Ramarajyam, where there were no sufferings, there were no distresses, and in the entire time that Rama ruled the kingdom, everybody was happy. So there is a shlokam in Sri Ramayanam that is referred by our acharyas here that says, "Ramo Ramo Rama iti prajanam abhavan gathaha Rama bhutam jagat bhut Rame Rajyam Prashasati." That is, the entire kingdom, entire country just said Rama, Rama, Rama. That was the talk of the town. That was the talk of the country. Everybody talked just about Rama. Now, Rama is considered the epitome of dharma. Ramo vigrahavan dharmaha sadhu satya parakramaha raja sarvasya lokasya devanam magvaniva. So Rama is one who's the embodiment of dharma. He has all the good qualities. He's dharma personified, and in his rajyam, when he was ruling, there were no bad things. Na chapi shuddhayam tatra na taskara bhayam tata nagarani cha rashtrani dhanadhanyudani cha. So that is, in the Rama Rajyam, there was no hunger. There was no fear of theft. All the countries, the countryside flourished with all the wealth that is possible. And such is the opulence that the country experienced. And that is Thinginri Nadellam. Thinginri Nadellam Tingal Mummari Peidu, says Andal. The next reference to Sri Ramayanam comes at the end of this Pasuram. At the end of this Pasuram, where Andal says, Ningada Selvam Niraindu. That is, she wishes that the entire opulence that never goes away is everywhere, right? And the example for this is given from Sri Ramayana, where they say, now every human being goes through a cycle of karma, a cycle of birth and death, and the amount of wealth, the amount of distress, the amount of sukham, joy that it goes through is because of the karma that it has accumulated. Whereas in the case of Ramarajyam, right, the citizens got all of that wealth and opulence not just because of Rama, not just because of Rama being the Vigrahaman Dharmaha, but because of Sita Pirati. And Sita Pirati is one who said when Hanuma came to visit her in the forest after the battle was over, and Hanuma wanted all of the Rakshasis to be beaten up, Sita says, no way, you're not going to do that. And at that point in time, she gives him a nice lesson. She says, Papanam va shubhanam va vadarhanam plavangamam karyam karunamaryena na kaschinna paradhyati. She has so much kripa that she says, oh Hanuma, oh monkey, you know, there is nobody who's not done any papam, and whatever may be the extent of the papam they have committed, we have to show them the kripa. It is because of Sita Pirati's kripa that the country has Ninga the Selvam, that is opulence that is not limited, that never goes away. Let us reflect and meditate upon these gunams of Sri Rama and Sita Pirati and spend the rest of our day. Andal Thiruvadigale